Hi everyone, it's Friday. It's 5 o'clock almost 5 o'clock. Bloody hell. Where has the time gone this week? It's been a crazy week. So actually this time last Friday, I was with Neil Templeman up in Brisbane having a beer, which was very cool. I think we were at the ACS conference. So a big shout out to all those ACS dudes and dudettes. They were very cool. It was actually a great conference. I really enjoyed it. So don't normally enjoy conferences, but there were some really nice, kind people. And I also met Jeff Purcell, one of our execs, who is the CIO of James Cook Uni. He came down from up north, and he was at the event, which was really nice to see Jeff there. So big shout out to Jeff Purcell for being a huge supporter of ours. So this is the time when I come on these little podcasts on a Friday afternoon, just to let everybody know what is going on. Normally, this time of morning, 5 o'clock, normally about time that Europe might be awake. So people like Michael Hart, hello Mike, might be watching. So if you are, big shout out to you, Mike. I know one of the things that you inspired me about when I was trying to sell to you when you were the CIO. I remember this. This is a great story. So when Michael Hart was the CIO of the Commonwealth Bank, I came up with this startup. It was called MobSource. It was network as a service, and it was the very first time that anyone had tried to do this co-location bandwidth type stuff. And I created this business where we had a POP here, point of presence here in Sydney, one in New York, one in London, and we were selling bandwidth or getting people to cross-connect their excess bandwidth into our POP so we could flog it. I remember seeing Michael Hart one morning at the rugby club, or actually at the school rugby game, and I said, Mike, when are you going to do some business? And he goes, take me to lunch. And so that stuck in my head like as a big thing. So anyway, I took Mike to lunch, and we ended up doing some business and getting a term sheet out of Mark Carnegie off the back of that, which is quite amazing. So I was very proud of that. But Michael Hart did a deal with us, and that was great. But that take me to lunch thing, I'm going to actually use in our platform. So you'll notice when you sign up as an exec, you've got the option of having a video call or take me to lunch. So anyway, that's old stuff that happened in the past. So big shout out to Mike anyway. For everybody else this week that I've bumped into, what a great week it's been. I had 2 nights or one night at the Watson's Bay Hotel with Ring Central team. So Patricia, Mike, Ben, Matthew, Melina, Peter Hughes, all the team there at Ring Central. I've actually become one of their gold partners, which I'm very proud of. They've given us a couple of trophies, and we hit the $1 million club, which means you brought a deal in that's done more than $1 million revenue, and I'm very, very proud of that. So we are one of the very few companies in the country that has access to this special pricing from Ring Central. So if you're a company out there that's thinking about migrating your telecoms and your contact center into the cloud, it is the best on the planet. You can't get better. It's Ring Central. It's the number one, top right-hand quadrant. I've got the best pricing in the country, so you can come to me if you're interested in having a conversation with Ring Central, but only come if you're serious, because we haven't got time to mess around. It's an amazing product. It's being used right across the country now. Some amazing clients and testimonials. So I'm a gold partner. I can't believe that, which is very amazing for me. And actually, the whole story around Ring Central is that they provided, they gave me an option to survive when Meat Magic was in its early stages, when there wasn't any revenue around. Ring Central became my savior. So when I say that Ring Central saved my life, I'm not joking. Saved me from many things, including being homeless. I got an eviction notice once from my apartment, and if it wasn't for the Ring Central bonus check coming in that month, I would have been out on my arse. So yeah, I'm very grateful and very respectful to the whole Ring Central team for what they do. And I know the clients that we've put them in touch with are very happy with them. So that's all that matters. Anyway, straight into it. These execs that you see floating along here are all new this week. This one, or there's actually a few that say returning exec. Let me explain what that means. we get this a lot now. So like David Reeve, for example, huge supporter of Meet Magic. We love Dave. He was a CIO of Metcash. He's left Metcash. He's now a CIO at the University of Technology in Sydney, a returned exec, which tells you that there's something valuable in these meetings. Same with Camille, was at Coles, now at NAB, come back. So a big welcome to all the new execs, Storm Taylor from Vulcan Energy, Nigel Watson, the CIO of Northumbrian Water in the UK. This is a 1,200 person company, a huge opportunity to go and have a meeting with the CIO of Northumbrian Water and support a charity along the way. So if you're interested in any of these execs that you can see floating along, I think Manoj is actually, there's somebody I think just signed up in Singapore this week. I think it's the CIO of UOB or CISO of UOB, something like that. Anyway, amazing execs. And one of the things I can tell you, if you're a salesperson, and this is June now, if you're a salesperson in Australia, you know it's the end of financial year, you'll be under the pump to do something. But I'm going to show you something now which should make it should make you worried, like really worried. Remember last week I showed you about the Gartner future of B2B sales? Well, they were talking about how sales is changing so much. This is McKinsey, yet another big conference company or another big company that does analyst reports. Customers nowadays expect more, and companies need to shift to put them at the center of sales by improving channels, technology, talent, incentives, and culture. And if you think that's scary, have a look at this. They talk about today's buyers are more technically savvy, they're more digitally savvy, they're spending more time on their devices, and they want to engage on their time, not your time. This is now, the sales world is changing. I've told you, I've said this in the last meeting, in the last video I did, and I'm saying it again. This is McKinsey that's saying this. If you need to engage with B2B decision makers, you are going to have to change the way you do business. And look at this. The advantage of self-serve journey is that it drives a sale without a seller, oops, gone too far, without a seller being needed, even at the moment of purchase, making every marketer a seller. What that means is the millennials and most of the people now do not want a salesperson involved in the sales cycle. They want to self-serve as much as possible. And if you think that's a worry, you've got to look at these. 2 out of 3 buyers have opted for a remote human interaction for digital self-service. That means they want video. Where can you meet? Tell me one place where you can go and meet with an exec and have a video on that same platform. Well, I can tell you where. It's right here. And one of the things that we've actually created here, let me see if I can get rid of this. I'm going to upload something else just so you can see. Cold callers, that's a scam call. Melbourne, again, shocking. Anyway, so this one here is what I'm going to show you. We actually put this out about a year ago to let people know that sales has changed so much. You've got to really shift the way you're thinking now. It's very important. And if you don't shift the way you're thinking, you are going to be in trouble. So have a look at these, take a screenshot of it. This is the buyer's first philosophy. You've got to learn, then define, share readily, earn some trust, solve, don't sell, and then deliver value. This solve, don't sell thing is kind of hard for a lot of salespeople to get to grips with. But what that means is your success is defined in terms of problem solved, not product sold. And that's a bit of a mind shift, but go in there and solve problems. Do not flog product. No one cares about your data lake unless it's got a boat on it. So there's some very powerful tips here that you need to get to grips with in this brand new world that we're talking about. And it's not just happening now, it's already here. So this is like a really powerful tool that we're talking about called Meet Magic. Now, I'll show you what we've done. We've built this platform that looks like this. In fact, let me just log off. I will literally show you. I'll share my screen and hopefully you will see what I see. You can see what I see. Okay. Go to the Meet Magic website. This is how you get in. Okay. Very simple. You go onto the Meet Magic website. You can have a look down here. You can see the leaderboard. You can see who we're doing business with. You can see what kind of companies. Big shout out to VMware. VMware is a returning customer, so they've had 10 meetings, coming back for some more. Amazing. SnapLogic, yet again, massive shout out to you lot, because I love you all. And I know that last week we had a big deal close, I think in New Zealand. We've got loads of execs in New Zealand that need to be looked at, because there's deals happening over there, left, right, and center. Anyway, if you want to sign up to Meet Magic, it's this simple. You log into Enroll Now. Okay, it'll take you through to our screen where you put your details in here. Okay, sign up with these ones. Put your preferred email address in where your calendar is linked. Now, when your calendar is linked, once you're in, you can literally log in to our platform, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. It's so simple. You use your Gmail. I'm going to log in with my salesperson or with my exec account, just so you can have a look what it looks like. So this is what it looks like inside of an exec account. These are actually podcasts. So if you see these things here, this is a legend called Steve Jerkovich. He's a CEO of Kiwi Bank. And if you click on that, it'll take you through to a podcast. And you can watch me, Steve, and Brendan Pongia having a good old gas bag. But we're talking about how to engage with senior leaders. We've done one with Lisa Davis, who's the Chief Operating Officer of Equifax here. So you can watch that. And then there's some more here from Jai Shankar and Akash from Deutsche Bank in Singapore. Ben Robinson, who's the CEO of Raffles Key Asset Management. I think Kelvin Tan's from Standard Chartered Bank. Ian Robinson from Water New South Wales, and Ted from a cloud company in Singapore. So go and have a look, listen to those, but you'll learn how they want to be engaged with. You'll learn some things about how to position yourself for a conversation with them. From an exec's point of view, once you've signed up in here, it's very simple. Your meeting comes up, you click on the video, look at this, video inbuilt already, and you join the meeting. It is that simple. So all of a sudden, you've got this place called Meet Magic. I'm going to hang up. Look at this confetti that you can get. Honestly, Dipesh and Priyanka, you've outdone yourself. Amazing. Then you go back to your dashboard, and it actually updates the charities and the impact that you've made. So you will see on your dashboard, you've got your todays. If you've got any requests in your platform, you'll be able to see them all in here. You'll have new ones. You'll have ones that have been scheduled. You'll have ones that have been completed, and ones that you've actually declined. Yes, you can decline a meeting if you're not happy to meet with them. But what we're doing, and I'll show you in a minute, is we're matching you for conversations that are going to be relevant. So that's the whole point of this. So let me just log out, and I'll log in as a salesperson, just so you can have a look what it's like for that, because this is important. In June, this is now June. This is the end of your financial year. You need to be looking for new alternative ways to connect with decision makers. This, what you're seeing, is a way to connect with decision makers. So what you have is matches. Okay, so you will, when you come in and you sign up, you will basically tell us all of the preferences that you have. Okay, you will tell us what kind of companies you're targeting, whether what size they are, what industries they are, what countries they are, and the type of people you want to meet. So the chief of this, chief of that, etc. When you add all that to your bio, put a picture in there. No catfishing allowed. So make sure your picture's a recent one. Once you finish that, we then go off and do all the matching for you. Our algorithm and AI does all the running around internally for you, and it suggests people for you to meet with. So when you come onto your today's, you will see some matches in here. Now, if you don't like the look of Fabienne, who's the Chief Product Officer of Zuli in Asia, you can dismiss it. And if you dismiss it, watch what happens. You get a new one. If I dismiss another one, you get a new one. You see that? Dismiss. A new one pops up. You can have a maximum of 10 per day. Okay, we don't want you to game the system and start making them fun of it. But I know, for example, Moran is a CISO of Envision in Singapore, has just signed up. Now, if I want to go and have a meeting with Moran, I literally click on here and type a message to him and send that off. And once that request is sent, he will get that at the other end and can action it and send you back a time to meet. This is called a digital channel where you connect with your target market. Okay. Now, there's also going to be a magic circle. Okay. We're building this. It's coming soon. This is the social media side of the marketplace. So that's why it's going to be called a market network. And I'll show you what that is going to look like, because we're very proud of it. If I can just go back, I've lost my screen. Here we go. So what I'm going to show you here is this thing called the Magic Circle. Honestly, the coolest thing ever. So as an exec, once you've signed up, you will be able to get access to the Magic Circle, where you can talk with the other execs. There'll be no salespeople in there. It'll just be the execs. It's a place for the execs to communicate and talk and share and collaborate with each other. We'll also make some recommendations for you to meet with other execs. So it might be that you're an exec and you like football. You might be a Nottingham Forest fan like me. We'll connect you with another Nottingham Forest fan, and we'll find out what interests you have that are similar and common, and we'll put you together so you can go and have a conversation. But in the middle here is posts that will be put up and knowledge that you can share. There'll be a message board, and we're going to put some PhD and some expert research into the platform, so you can actually get to understand. For example, we're talking right now to a cybersecurity arm of a university about getting their PhD cyber research into the platform. So as a cybersecurity exec, you can learn what's going on with the thought leaders or the thinkers in that's thinking about different things in cybersecurity. It might be, for example, like we were talking to Macquarie Unicyber the other week, and there's some research coming up through there about how to spot how to spot fraud through voice. So, for example, if my voice gets cloned and somebody copies it, and then I call somebody else asking for money, it's like, how do you tell if it's really me? So the PhD students are coming up with some really interesting ways to actually solve that problem, which then becomes a great way for corporates that have got a B2C, or they've got customers they're trying to protect, a great way to solve those problems. So you wouldn't necessarily get that knowledge from a vendor, or you might get biased knowledge from a vendor, but this is a great way for you to actually, as an exec, to learn about what's happening out there and what's coming. So the Magic Circle is on the way, and it's coming, and it's going to be a place for execs. So if you're an exec now and you're watching this, I'd suggest you get on board with this, because this is your place where it's quiet. You can solve your problems. You can get all access to all the information that you need, and away you go. And by the way, you can do some good along the way. It's, every business meeting that you do, we donate money to charity on your behalf. And of course, we keep a track of that. So that's it. That's me for Friday. I think I've done about 20 minutes there. I could talk all day, but I probably shouldn't. So again, a big shout out to all the people we've met this week, to the Ring Central team, and to all my team. I just want to say thank you for all your hard work. I know Vicky has done an amazing job bringing just the customer experience that she's giving people is incredible. If anybody does want to have a meeting with the CIO of Northumbrian Water in the UK, come at me, get Vicky, talk to us. There's an amazing opportunity there, and of course it will do some good. So have a great weekend, and if you need us, don't forget, it's the end of financial year. If you want to come and make me an offer, we're happy to do some deals. If you can make it all happen before the end of the year, we're happy to look at taking your money off you. Okay, have a great weekend, everyone. Talk to you soon. Bye.